Okay, let me do a sound check real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on, give me one moment. How you guys doing? Videos. How you guys doing? Okay, perfect. All right, we are good. Let me turn it down real quick. Turn it down. Okay, how you guys doing this evening? Who's 186 back again with another video. Two videos in 2 days. Uh, yeah, man. Like I wanted to discuss this a couple days ago. I actually wanted to talk about it yesterday, but the news of the PlayStation Classic console mini, whatever want to call it, it came out. So I wanted to talk about that instead because that was new and recent. But this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a few days. Now, a couple days ago, Nintendo finally released their paid online subscription service. Um, let me look for the prices real quick. The prices aren't too bad. Let me uh let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let me look for price. There you go. Um. Okay, pretty much it's pretty much $20 a year. They also have other costs where it would be cheaper. Okay, let me see. $4 a month, $8 for 3 months, and $20 for the whole year. At least that's what I'm seeing from BusinessInsider.com. But the way I look at it, this like again, I never had a problem with Nintendo wanting their own paid online service. Microsoft has it, Sony has it, and while I'm against paying for online in general, I don't think any company should be charging. I'm not gonna sit here, be a subscriber of Xbox Live and PSN, and completely shit on what Nintendo does. I don't have a problem with Nintendo starting their own service. I don't have a problem with it. My problem is what the service actually is. And I've seen a lot of Nintendo fans and fanboys alike who have come to the realization that this service is complete and utter dog shit. You know what I mean? It didn't stop people from buying it. You know what I mean? I see people on my Twitter, playing these old why does this dude keep honking? What's going on? Jesus Christ, these fucking people. Anyways, let me concentrate. Now, you have all these people on my timeline sharing them playing these NES classic games, and I'll get to that in a second. And people, signing up for the service. And to me, like again, I don't have a problem with Nintendo wanting the service. The problem is that the service itself is complete and utter dog shit. It's trash. Like I looked it up today. I'm looking up all the benefits and stuff like that, the so called benefits that this thing has, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is garbage. Why is this? Why like it doesn't surprise me because this is what Nintendo is. This is a company. I'm sorry. This is a company that marches to the beat of their own drum, and that when that drum is fucking broken. So you look at one of the issues I have is this the Nintendo controller Joy-Con that they just now released, right? Where you can kind of play these games. You could play these old school NES games, right? They have it. They have these Nintendo Joy-Con that they made, which look cool. You know what I mean? The Nintendo console in general looks cool. The controller looks cool, even though it's completely outdated. It looks cool. The problem is that you have the only way you can get it is if you're a member of this online service. I'm like, when did this become Costco? Like when? Why are we putting physical material behind a paywall? It doesn't make any sense. Like it's one thing if they would have offered it at a discount. That's one thing. But we all know Nintendo don't give out discounts, right? Their 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 products are too premium to deliver discounts. You have that, and then getting on to the Nintendo online games, right? They offer 20 games at launch, including Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Ice Climbers, Zelda, Double Dragon, which Double Dragon in general is trash. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Double Dragon is the most overrated beat 'em up of all time. Right? Yeah, Super Mario Bros. 3, which in my opinion is the best Mario game ever made, and some others. Right? You have 20 altogether, which is not bad. And I look at the list of games, even though I think Nintendo games by and large are a little bit dated to go back and play for me, at least for me personally, you still have some good games on there. And the cool caveat to this collection is that you can play these games online with other people, which is awesome. Which is awesome. I think that's a great idea. Here's the problem. You can only play with your friends. You can only play with you can play online but not with any random. You can only play with your friends. And I mean how what's the guarantee that any of your friends are going to continue playing this a month from now? At the very least, if you're playing random, hey, if you want to pop in pro wrestling or whatever, hey, at least there's someone there that can play that you can play against. It's it's maddening because this is what the company is. Like, this company is so scared shitless of a situation where, and I guarantee this is the exact scenario that they're afraid of, and I'll tell you what that scenario is. An older adult befriends a kid online. They meet up, whatever, and then something bad happens, and they don't want a parent or anybody else pretty much demeaning them in the media, or they don't want a parent or what have you, or a guardian or whatever, suing them. That's why these things exist. That's why you always had the friend code bullshit. Is why you have these scenarios that you have now with this, because this is what Nintendo is afraid of. They're willing to punish their consumers, their straight laced consumers, in order to protect themselves. That's why this thing exists, right? So let's go back to let's see. Let me go back to the let me go back to something else. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me fix something up real quick. All right. Let's go back to the main. I'm gonna go back to the main menu. All right. The cloud saves. Those fucking cloud saves. Now, for full disclosure, right? Nintendo's not the only company that has cloud save behind the paywall, right? Like, Microsoft doesn't do cloud doesn't put all their cloud saves are in front of a paywall, or at least, yeah, it's in front of a paywall. And plus, there's other methods. You could use Dropbox to store your saves and shit like that. You could do all that stuff with the Xbox One. With the PS4, you need PlayStation Plus to have cloud saves. But here's the thing. Though. Unlike unlike Nintendo, you can actually put a USB disc, a USB in the PlayStation, and just get your saves from there. And even if you don't have a USB, you can still, and let's say if your subscription goes away, whatever, for whatever reason, if it's down for like a month or two, or if you just forgot to if you got to change your credit card information, whatever, your cloud saves are still going to be there when they come back. At least I think the wait time is 6 months. Your saves are still gonna be there, even if you've been gone for a long period of time. With this fucking service right here, with this Nintendo service, once your fucking online service is cut off, that their saves are gone. What type of stupid shit is this? How like how why? Why the fuck can't you put your saves on anything on a USB on the Switch? Why is that not a thing? Why is that not a thing? It doesn't make any sense. Absolutely doesn't make any sense. Let's see, and then the other thing I'm clicking on is the smartphone app. For fuck's sake, Nintendo. We're at 2018. Why do I need a smartphone app to talk to my friends online? Don't this piece of shit on Switch have some sort of, headphone jack or anything like that? I'm sure it does. Why can't I just talk to my friends through the system? Why? Whether it's docked or undocked. Why? Why do I need an app on my phone to talk to people online? It doesn't make any sense. And this is the part about this company that pisses me off, and it also is part of the reason why I hate these Nintendo fanboys. Right? Like, you look at this company, the blueprint is already out. I've said this a million times. The blueprint is out. You have PlayStation Network. You don't even have to copy Xbox Live. You have PlayStation Network. You don't even have to take everything. Excuse me, if there's someone driving a motorcycle. He's about to leave soon. I apologize. I'm out on the porch, by the way. But you have all these different online networks. You have Steam. You have Xbox Live. You have PSN. And you decide, and this is the part about Nintendo that people give praise to, that they like to do their own thing. But when the own thing is complete another garbage, I'm sorry, but you have a blueprint. Use the blueprint. You have the answers. There's no need in 2018 to have these antiquated cloud saves. There's no need to have this ridiculously dumb smartphone app. You don't need it. You don't fucking need it at all. It doesn't make any sense. And even though I've seen most Nintendo fanboys, not defend it, you always gonna have a few of them who are going to defend it, saying, "Oh, it's only $20. It's not a big deal. Don't If you don't like it, don't buy it." And it's like, it's trash. Why are you guys accepting this garbage? And the funny thing is, there's one thing that I forgot to mention. The last thing I'm going to mention is that apparently you need to be online. You need to be online at least once every 7 days. So what they're going to do is they're going to do a check-in. Sounds very familiar. Sounds very similar to what I heard in 2013. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. A 7 days check-in, right? And if you're able to establish an online connection, then you're good, right? If not, then I believe that your server. Let me see what happens if you don't check in. Let me check real quick, because they're not gonna say it I'm on the Nintendo website right now on my phone. Obviously they're not gonna say that on their site. And so let me do this. Let me do this real quick. And before I continue, I guess I'll discuss some other tidbits real quick. Apparently, Spider-Man sold 3.3 million copies. Uh, in 3 days. That's very impressive. Hold on, I'm actually there now. Let me see. Oh, apparently there's a family plan for $35 a month, but apparently you can only buy certain things. Only the main person can buy certain things online or whatever. I have to look more into it, but actually no, I'm not going to look more into it because that just sucks. So fuck it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think they might cancel your service if you check in. If you don't check it, I think they kick you out on service. I'll look it up. I'll look that up uh more later just to clarify if I have to put something in the description. But ultimately, like, this is what Nintendo is in a nutshell, man. Like, they march to the beat of their own drum. But it seemed like every decision that they make drive me further away from them buying their products, right? And it's been that way ever since the N64. For me, it's been that way since the N64. But even still, you look at the N64, there were games on the N64 that I wanted to play, right? The GameCube, same, and my sister bought a GameCube, but obviously I bought games for it. I love the GameCube, right? I didn't like it. I like it more now, seeing where Nintendo's gone. But I like the GameCube. Then the Wii, obviously, I hated the Wii. But even with the Wii, there were still some games I wanted to play on it. Wii U, pretty much the same thing. I didn't like the Wii U, but there were still games I wanted to buy on it. And I'm not gonna sit there and say that the Switch has bad games, because I don't think the Switch has bad games at all. The problem is that those games are not good enough for me, and this is my opinion. Those games are not good enough for me to ignore the bullshit that this company is feeding you guys. I can't, like, every decision that they make just drives me further and further away. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and I mentioned the whole 2013 thing. Like, Microsoft, that they wanted to do something similar when it came to online check-ins, right? They wanted to do the same thing. And gamers, outside of obviously the Xbox fanboys, they rejected it. And but the thing is that there was so much backlash behind what Microsoft was doing, that they had to change it. But Nintendo, I guess you could say in a theory that they're smart about it, because they tricked people into buying the Switch first before trying to do the bullshit with the check-ins. I guess you could say Nintendo was smart in that, because they got people to buy their console first before they tried to fuck them over. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, man. Like, I can't, like, this is to me, this is it. Like, I'm not, any thought that I had, any small little thought I had with buying another Nintendo product is now out the window. Is out the window. You look at this, you look at the online service, you look at the overall system itself, which I'm not impressed with, and then you read some of the stories about what they've done, and I mentioned this yesterday on my other video, and you look at some of the ways that they've treated these um these ROM sites and emulator sites, and trying to take them down and trying to sue them and all the other shit. Like, nah, man, I'm done, man. Like, I'm done. I'm done. You know what I mean? Any thought that I had of buying anything Nintendo is gone. Is gone. Because at the end of the day, like, they go against my best interest all the time. And why would I support a company that doesn't have my best interests at heart? You know what I mean? It's not even about the whole anti-consumer thing, because frankly, I don't give a flying fuck about that. I don't care about that. If I like the system, I'm gonna buy it. Right? Yeah, well, all these people who sit there and calling Sony anti-consumer, because they don't want to do crossplay with Microsoft and Sony, but yet when it came to this, and when it came to what they've done with the ROMs and emulators and shit like that, you don't hear a peep from them. You don't hear nothing from them. And the thing with Nintendo, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, but the thing that I've noticed about Nintendo and the reception they get, not necessarily from the media, because at the end of the day, I don't believe in media bias. I don't. Now, are there always going to be members of the media that have preferences for Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony? Yeah, of course, because they're not robots; they're humans, right? But the thing is this, right? The thing, the where the bias, in my opinion, falls, and where I think Nintendo gets a pass, is not necessarily from the media; it's from Xbox fanboys and Sony fanboys who don't hate Nintendo. And let me explain, right? When you look at a situation, let's take Microsoft for example. Let's say Microsoft announces, the check-in. Look at what happened with Microsoft 2013, right? Who were some of the loudest critics of Microsoft's online policies, right? They were obviously you had a lot of Xbox dudes who were not happy with it, but the majority of people who had a big issue with it were PlayStation fanboys, PlayStation guys, myself included, because at the time we had no idea that we didn't know if Sony were going to do the same thing. And you see so with Sony, they're going to go where they can make the money. So So we had no idea what Sony was gonna do. And then you look at what Microsoft did. They announced it. People got outraged. It is what it is, right? You look at Sony. You look at the whole. You look at what happened with the Bethesda thing with the modded games, right? You look at crossplay. You look at all these things that Sony gets hit with the anti-consumer label. Some of it fair, some of it unfair. Obviously, who are the biggest complainers of that? Xbox fan, Xbox guys, Xbox fanboys, right? Because the way it goes is that they look at what Microsoft does, and then they look at Sony and like, oh, what are you guys doing, right? What are you guys doing? Why can't I play 15-year-old games on my system, on my brand new system? Why can't I do that? Right? Why can't I play someone on the Xbox on my PlayStation? They do that. They do that all the time. You look at it. They sit there. They go in on the company that on the opposite company. But when it comes to Nintendo, and that go for both PlayStation dudes and Xbox dudes, they don't go as hard. They don't go as hard. They either ignore it or they'll mention it, but it's not a big deal, right? Like the whole thing with the whole with the PlayStation Mini console and the NES, right? I see a bunch of Xbox dudes saying, "Oh, Sony, this is why they don't do why can't you just play those games on your PlayStation 4?" And they bring up the comments that were made by Jim Ryan, which I don't have a problem with. Like I agree with all of them. The problem is that the same energy isn't held for Nintendo when they release both the NES and Super NES Mini. Same issues. They don't have a virtual console now because of it. Yeah, who's calling them out on it? No, not Xbox dudes, not PlayStation dudes. Like none of them. No one is. No one does it. And right now there's a lot of people talking about when it comes to Microsoft. They have the free to play game behind the paywall, right? They have that. They have obviously what happened in 2013, and there's something going on now when it comes to Xbox One Game Pass where you need to have and even though you have Game Pass, you still need Xbox Live to play the game multiplayer, right? Which is obviously which to me is completely another dog shit. I agree with that. But here's the thing though, when it comes to Nintendo, where are the same PlayStation dudes? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. They don't put the same energy behind Nintendo that they do at Microsoft or Sony, depending on who you're talking to. They don't put the same energy. And to me, that sucks because now we have a company in Nintendo who now has something that's been successful for them. Now they have the Switch. After the failure of the Wii U, they finally had the Switch. And now that they're making the money, what incentive do they have to improve the service? They don't have an incentive, right? I do think the service will improve over time, but they don't have an incentive to get better because as you can see, people are in droves, like buying this shit. I believe the thing is number one on Amazon. I think the card is number one on Amazon. What incentive do they have to improve? They don't have an incentive. They don't have an incentive. Why would they? I mean, and you look at the company, you look at Nintendo themselves. Something else came up into my head. Look at how they treat the content creators, right? All the stories about they only get 40% of net worth of the worth of the videos that they make. Nintendo gets 60%. I'm like, what for? Nintendo need 60% for? They already made money off the game. But I guarantee you, if Sony did that, if Sony had an online content creator thing where they did that, oh come on, you would never hear the end of it from the Xbox dudes. And the same thing goes for PlayStation dudes if Microsoft did it. No one puts pressure on this company to do better. They can say what they want about, this Nintendo, this is wrong, this and that, this and that, this and that. But at the end of the day, if you own that piece of shit handheld slash console, whatever the fuck you want to call it, as long as you own it, you're not saying anything to them. If you sit there and you put down money for the service, you're not saying nothing to them. All it is just hot air and bullshit and words that don't mean shit. That's all there is to it. So what incentive do they have to be better? Honestly, they don't have an incentive. No one puts pressure on them because at the end of the day, like The fanboys aren't gonna call him out. Like who else is gonna call him out? The PlayStation dudes are too busy fighting Xbox dudes and vice versa. Who's gonna call him out? Nobody. The people who are under Nintendo's thumb, they're not gonna call him out on it. And if they do, they're not gonna they're not gonna go hard at them for it. So like, what can you do? What can you do? There's nothing you can do. All I can do is speak with my wallet. And like I said, this is the last time I'm supporting Nintendo in anything gaming related or anything else for that matter. I'm done. Like, I mean, I'm done. Like anything that like I said earlier, anything that I thought any idea about supporting Switch is out the window. I'm not supporting them. Because at the end of the day, they don't have my best interest at heart when it comes to the software and definitely when it comes to the hardware. And the online is just not good enough. You still don't have any type of reward system for your for completing games. You don't have they don't have nothing equivalent to trophies or achievements. They don't have nothing like that. I mean, and hell, even with this cloud saves, not every game's compatible. Why is not every game compatible? Because they're worried about cheating. Apparently, cheating is a big thing in Splatoon. But the problem is that now, because of the cheating of a couple of people, now everybody gets punished. So I don't know, man. Like I'm done ranting. This is Hoopy 186. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and share. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm out. Bye.